Okay, how's it going? Today I'm going to be just talking about some of my Diecast Fast and the Furious cars that I own. You can see a lot of the videos I've made recently are about Fast and Furious and various video games and such. It's always been one of my favorite franchises. I've always kind of been ashamed of it though. It's one of those things like when I did my top 50 movies, I just completely excluded it because I didn't want to seem like an idiot for having Fast and Furious in there, which should have been in there because it really is in my top 50 favorite ever. I love these movies, especially the first 3 or 4. That really meant a lot to me when I was a kid. So let's just get into it. Like I said, this is part 1. I have a lot more with where is this coming from. This is just a lot of these are more recent and personal to me, some of them, but more so just recent. But this one right here, Brian's Eclipse, which I don't remember the exact. It might be Mattel, it might be. It's this is a 2001 release. This is pretty rare now. I should have kept this in the box, but something told me to take this out. I haven't kept it in the best shape, unfortunately, because I just kind of leave it on my shelf. But it's a beautiful, beautiful model. It's probably the best looking model in terms of detail, the rims, everything, the decals on the side. I think this is probably pound for pound your best one, and I'm glad I own it. Put this right here. Okay, so let's just move on to this, I guess. The Monte Carlo from Tokyo Drift. It's missing the mirror on the side because I've had this since I was 5 years old. I have one of these in the box that you'll see later, but I just felt like I'd show this now. It's always been one of the more underrated cars in the franchise to me. People just kind of trash on it and talk down on it. But, yeah, it's kind of, I like Tokyo Drift. It's missing the steering wheel inside, too. I think it is. I was a mischievous child. Yeah, it's missing the steering wheel. Hello. Okay, now we move on to get some hairs in here. See what I'm saying? It sits on the shelf. I have dogs, and then things just build up. So we've got Roman's Eclipse, which I should have kept in the box as well, but I kind of just needed it out to feel better about myself. I've always, again, had a soft spot for this car, even though it's known as one of the worst in the franchise, especially in the first few. But I still like, look at it. It's not too bad, right? Especially for a dinky car. Speaking of dinky car, we've got Brian's Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious here. This is a Jada, so this is primarily a lot of these are Jada, the ones I have in the box that you'll see, the 124th. But this is one of their dinky cars back from 2015-ish. And speaking of Jada, we've got the Skyline but upscaled. So this is the Skyline, just a little bit bigger. I need to get another version of this, but the 124th. The rims here look a lot better though. If you look at the 124th scale, they're really bad. Something about them, they made them too big. They don't look proper. These look pretty much identical to the movie. They did a really good job, and obviously the rear bumper, all that looks good. Front bumper, so I like that one. We got here the Supra from Tokyo. I said from Tokyo Drift from the first movie, but this is packaged in the Tokyo Drift packaging. So this is a build-your-own Supra. The body and stuff comes on the inside, and you gotta paint it, put it together. I don't know if I ever will, but it's just nice to own it. Let's get into the green. I have a few green light. These are my favorite green light ones that I own. A little dusty here. So we'll start off with Dom's RX-7. Unfortunately, this is the only RX-7 of his that I own, period. I need to get on that and get a 124th Jada of Dom's RX-7 because it's one of the more iconic cars for me. And I really love these green light cars. They're just a little too small. Like it's just a little too, the packaging's kind of big and it gives you the feeling that the car inside would be bigger, and it's not. So we've got the Evo from Too Fast, Too Furious, which is another car I don't have too many die-cast of, so I'm glad I have this. These are really expensive now. It was online, these are like $80, and this, back in the day, $30-40 was the going rate, which I was okay with online. And, yeah, I'm just glad I own this Evo, because, like I said, kind of rare. My favorite car growing up, Brian's Eclipse. I have a lot of these. You'll see a lot of these in this collection. I love this. This is one of the better looking models, I'd say. They got the green down really, really good. A lot better than that other model. I said that was the best model in terms of like rims and stuff. I say this is the best in terms of paint color. It does the best replicating that. I'll never take that out of the package. And the last green light that I have is Brian's Skyline, which I remember this taking months to show up to my house, and I got worried. I ordered this on eBay, 2014 or 15, whatever, and it did not show up to my house, and then eventually it did, and thank God, because this is probably the best looking green light model I have, and the rims are pretty much exact to the film, which seems to be the hardest part for them to replicate with these Skyline models. I don't know why. I get it. Same with the Eclipse. They really struggle with those rims. Alright, let's get this out of the way because it's kind of a bland, forgettable. So this is Brian's R35 from Furious 7. And I like this. When I saw Furious 7, I liked this car. But it's only in the movie for like, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Does his little old school reference where he lowers the car and goes under the truck. And that's pretty much that. I do prefer these old Jada boxes though, where you can see the front and the back, so it gave you the whole perspective of the car. You can see on the back though, the Skyline rims, I don't know if you can see that, it's out of focus, they're atrocious, and it still angers me to this day. I'm really pissed off at myself for not picking up Diecast 350Z when this was, when these cars were more prevalent. You'll see the box change when I show some of the newer Jada cars. We've got Dom Chevelle, which I like this car for what it is. It's okay. I liked it more at the end of the first movie when it was red with the black stripes, which is the factory look, but I like that more. This is a pretty decent paint job that Toretto gave it though. And this is one of those cars that I have like 3 of in die-cast form, and I don't know why. I don't really know what my incentive was, but odd for sure. I'll save that for after. So this is what I was talking about with the newer Jada. You don't have the back accessible, but whatever. I love this car. I picked this up just today actually, which gave me the idea of making these videos and parts. I just love this truck. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a kid, I just love the hell out of this Ford Lightning. And I wish that he drove it more in the movie. It's only in 4 or 5 scenes. Should be in more of the film, because this thing is a badass truck. Doesn't even give Brian the credit. It just says Ford SVT Lightning. It should say Brian's, because it is. Okay, so I guess I'll show the Evo first. This is one of the newer Jada cars as well. The Evo from Too Fast, Too Furious, which has always been a car that just gets disrespected as far as I'm concerned, because the Skyline's so great, everybody just kind of overshadows this when they're talking about Too Fast, Too Furious. I love this car, and it doesn't look exactly like it from the film, but I'm okay with the way Jada does it, where it's kind of, they put their own spin on it, yet you can tell what car it is, you know what it is. And this one does say Brian, so that's nice. It gives him credit. I like it a lot. I really do. I like it. I'm glad that I have a big enough Evo to feel good about myself, because having the 1/48 scale or whatever that is, 47, I don't even know. It's not big enough. We'll show this first, I guess. The Eclipse, which you've seen plenty of these already, and you'll see more. This is with the earlier release, and they kind of lied to you on the back. They show the rims, which look way more like the film. That looks way more like the film, proper size, and then you get this, and the rims are just a little bit too big, which is Jada's issue with some of their cars, including the Skyline. But you make these rims just like a little bit smaller. This model might just be up there in like the perfect category for me. They did a really good job in every other facet, and again, you get to see the front and back. The Robocar on the front's a little big, to complain. It's a little big, but overall, that's a pretty good model. And last for this video, and I saved this for last because it's my favorite car from the franchise, and it's the Supra. And this is just such a clean looking model in my opinion. I think Jada just completely nailed it. The rims look perfect. I think everything about this is perfect. This is just a perfect 1/24th scale model for anybody, whether you're entry level of the collecting or you're a hardcore collector. I think this is just a perfect addition to your collection. And it's even got the Target top in the back, so you can slide that on and make it look just like in the movie. I love this car. And this is one of those early released, again. Doesn't even have the Eclipse on the back. That's how early released this car was. And that's all I gotta say for this video. But stick around for part 2, 3, and however many other parts they're gonna make, because there's gonna be a couple. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.